Brethren and families of Laguna Lux, happy Friday. Thank you for your patience with me on providing this update. Aaron and I have been traveling for the past month, and I've also been a little preoccupied with some Grand Lodge Committee responsibilities lately. Finally back in the saddle. But please know that you and Laguna Lux have been on our minds the entire time. Anyway, I'm excited to continue sharing the vision for our new lodge here on the Laguna side of Elk Grove. An inclusively exclusive community of family, a hub for Masonic education, local and impactful philanthropy, and public relations. And we're doing it without a building, which is completely by design. Masonry, in my humble opinion, should be fluid and shared within our communities. Our values and philosophies are far too beautiful to be trapped inside of a building. And on the opposite side of that spectrum, we, as Laguna Lux Masons, will be able to practice Masonry at any of the most beautiful lodge buildings that we want. This is modern Masonry. Back to business. I want to recap our last Zoom meeting and talk about the budget and officers. The figures we'll be discussing reflect a lodge membership of 30 people. Our dues will be auto-paid monthly, and you'll see how affordable and how much of a value this program really is. I also want to note that I definitely understand that we're going to have bros who want to be part of this lodge from the peripheries. Guys from different parts of the city and state who want to be a part of something truly special. And we welcome and thank you for wanting to support us. However, this is a lodge that has predetermined goals and ambitions already carved out. Campaigns that will directly benefit the city of Elk Grove and our local membership. So there's little room for innovations or any major changes to the game plan. But please trust that our brand of Masonry takes you, our remote guys and their families, into serious and genuine consideration. And a few of you already know that I plan on reaching out to you as strategic resources. But let's get started. Our budget projects $4,550 in income, all from membership dues, with expenses at $14,182, leaving a $9,632 deficit. Key costs include $2,500 for the annual rent at District 56, where we'll be meeting quarterly, a $3,500 branded tent for visibility in public. This tent is our mobile lodge space that we use to host at least 2 community events, one being the Multicultural Day Festival, and then possibly the Veterans Day Parade, both for about $600 total. I'm also factoring in $305 for a special awards night as one of the first orders of business, and $325 towards our installation dinner, keeping social expenses at 27% of our income, fully compliant with the California Masonic Code. So, as you know, in order to keep overhead costs down, we're going to have to sponsor ourselves in some of these endeavors. Our ceremony of institution, future Grand Lodge visits, traveling. With a 30-member roster, our annual dues, which include Grand Lodge per capita, look like they will be coming within hand grenade range of $470 annually. But since we'll be auto-paying, our monthly deductions will be a small cost of about $39 a month, which, for the education, fellowship, exposure to some of the most beautiful lodges in California, it's a small investment to something really priceless. There are some additional personal cost considerations. For instance, we did not include aprons and jewels in the budget, or lodge furniture. So, to start a tradition, I'm proposing that the founding officers of this lodge purchase an apron and jewel set of their office that we will then donate to the lodge for future officer lines. And maybe we could talk about some sort of small markings or engravings on the aprons and jewels as an homage to your contribution that future generations will be able to see. The anticipated officer's cost for those items will be roughly $125. $150 to $175 if we want to do something fancy. And that's kind of taking tomorrow's anticipated market price into consideration, which is a noble investment towards the habiliments of our lodge. So I greatly appreciate your consideration on this. And this is our chance to start a legacy with style. We also did not include leadership retreats, which is roughly $500 to $700 per family when you factor in accommodations, 2 nights at a hotel, some food. These are now open to all Masons and spouses. We'll all be going to the Tahoe retreat next April, so please keep that penciled in on your calendars. At Laguna Lux, it will be necessary for a pedestal and executive officers to attend, and I will highly, highly, highly encourage all of us to attend with our spouses. Trust us, they'll have an amazing time, and I'm already looking forward to 2026 events. All right, so pivoting from dues to leadership. I'm so happy to announce that we have an exciting and committed group of executive leadership. Starting off with our senior warden. This office has been the most challenging office to nail down, only because there are so many amazing and well-qualified people who we interviewed for the position. We initially landed on one special person who came highly recommended by a local Grand Lodge leader and friend of mine. So we agreed that we'd move him forward. Until I received a random text from an unknown number while on vacation a couple weeks ago. The text was simple. Something along the lines of, "Hey Gabe, would love to hear more about this lodge." So I texted this person back almost immediately and began an extraordinary conversation and friendship. After talking with, meeting, and getting to know this person, I quickly learned that he had many of the characteristics I was looking for in a senior warden for Laguna Lux. Not only has he successfully returned proficiency and has previously served as a senior warden, so qualifications won't be too difficult, but that he has a passion for esotericism and Masonic education. One of the responsibilities of a senior warden at Laguna Lux is to develop and manage a rich education program that inspires minds and drives progression through proficiency in the pursuit of ritual excellence. I was looking for someone who was willing to push the boundaries, and we found him. David Nunez and his lady Yolanda, who, fun fact, are expecting their baby boy within the next couple of months. Now, from labor to refreshment. The junior warden came surprisingly quick for Laguna Lux. This person had to be someone who embodied the love and care for our membership and understands the caliber and culture of our lodge. The junior warden has always been a very special office in my eyes. I think back to early California Masonic history. I can't help but think of what a Mason who traveled all the way from the East Coast in search of gold felt after days of no luck finding what they came here for. Their resources and spirits fading, and some to the points where they may not have eaten a bite of food all day. This is where the junior warden comes in. He made sure that all brothers had a warm bowl of soup, a juicy piece of meat, and a piece of pie that reminded them of home. And we found one. That's the kind of guy I was looking for the junior warden. We found a very kind-hearted soul who epitomizes service leadership. And I'm proud to announce that Trevor Stevens, who sent us an email a couple weeks ago inviting him to his house on the 26th, and his lovely lady Shayna, have accepted a very important role to serve as our junior warden. Now, when it comes to finances, we have a very special person, dare I say all-star, who has agreed to manage our accounts and keep us dialed into fiscal goals. He is someone who I personally love, respect, and admire very much. He's one of the most active and influential persons in California Masonry today. He is chairman or member of many Grand Lodge and Masonic family bodies and committees that keep the Grand Lodge of California at the cutting edge and moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, worshipful brother Stephen Yeffa and his beautiful wife Stacy. Now, when it comes to the ceremonial magic that we're all aiming for, there's been one person in my mind that fits this office. An office that truly manages every aspect of our ceremonies from the floor. It's, in my opinion, one of the most transformative offices a person can have. I say that because he is a person who personally walks our candidates through the allegorical temple of our fraternity. From the inception of the idea of Laguna Lux, my first thoughts were, I need someone who fits many, many categories and what I believe makes an exceptional senior deacon. the commitment to the work, the brains, confidence, talents, and charisma to lead candidates through ceremonies while leaving a long-lasting impression. Those are big shoes to fill. And there's only been one person in my mind who can make all that happen and has all those attributes. And it's my bro, Roel Santos, and his beautiful wife, Kat. Happy that we have the Santoses on board. All right, secretary. When it comes to our secretary, we don't have one yet. This position will require someone who has a strong understanding of the administrative responsibilities of the Grand Lodge and the savviness to navigate Grand Lodge portals where we will store our records. The specifics can all be taught and learned. So if you believe that you have what it takes to lead us in a way that considers accuracy and administrative excellence, please let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. Now, as far as our appointed officers, I have a good idea of who I'd like to see in each chair, but as this is a new lodge, I want to give everyone the opportunity to volunteer for one of the following positions that they feel best describes themselves and their families, starting with the junior deacon. In addition to the very small roles in our ceremonies, we're going to need this person to have progression in mind, someone who is willing and able to learn the next role. Chaplain, that's a fun update. I'm super happy to announce that Brother Chris Love has been selected to lead us in and with the faith that it really requires for us to be genuine Masons. Looking forward to you and your family being part of Laguna Lux. Congrats on the baby and on your master's degree. Shifting over to Marshall. So we need someone who takes personal responsibility of the security of our lodge membership inside and outside of the lodge while traveling. Pretty big responsibility. Senior steward. Looking for someone who is ready to create a high caliber experience every time we meet. It's the best job in the line, in my humble opinion. And between just us boys, your responsibilities will also be something called the mobile speakeasy, and we'll talk about that later. Junior steward, the same. We're looking for someone who raises the bar and helps to create said experience. A Tyler, so to ensure that we remain safe from cowens and eavesdroppers inside and outside of lodge while in public. This is not I want to hang out outside of the lodge, and kind of doom scroll Instagram while the lodge is inside. This is a job that's very important. It's somebody who really kind of takes the security and is out there and is our eyes and ears. Especially since we will be doing outdoor degrees. We will be experiencing the full breadth of Masonry, and our office lines and our offices are going to be important. Which kind of pushed me to the Tyler. So we talked about Tyler, the organist. So we need someone who understands music. This is going to be a traditional observance lodge, and music will be a big part of our culture. And we need someone who would capture the moments through thoughtful selections of music. So before we wrap this up, I want to take a moment to thank Michael Roberts for facilitating much of what we're doing to get on our feet. I really appreciate everything, and we're so fortunate to have you on our team, Worshipful Roberts. And I'd also like to thank Worshipful Scotty Christian, who will be our district inspector. And I look forward to the beginnings of what I know will be a highlight in both of our lives. Thank you guys for your support and leadership. All right, so brothers and fam, this is going to take a lot of work. We're only going to be successful with the highest levels of commitment. It's coming to the events with your families. It's working on a committee that creates events for us to do regularly, while also working on committees that build the relationships, partnerships, and infrastructures of this lodge. It's working towards perfection on your parts of the ceremony, and on your own time for the most parts. Because when we get together, we have to have the game time mentality. This lodge will be different. It's something new, yet something that embraces our deepest traditions. And it will be something that you definitely want to be a part of. It's modern Masonry. With that, I will send everyone a follow-up email, and I need a response as far as after you discuss with your spouse if this is something that feels right for you. And if so, this is our last, are you in? Are we going to have your name on our charter? this is that presentation. So if you feel compelled to do that, please respond back to that email, and I look forward to seeing you in our line. Thanks again, my brothers. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Tell all the ladies we say hello, and see you guys very soon.